What's up, guys? Tex Roddick here with a look at the X-Men 97 1/6 scale Wolverine figure from Mondo. Now, basically, all I've been doing is playing catch up with a lot of these figures. It is tough. I'm telling you, like to collect Mondo it's tough because there's so many and there's so many lines that you just can't help yourself. Of course, I have the Batman Animated Series line, I got the Motu line, and of course I have the X-Men line, and I've only have 4 characters. Let's see, who is it? Gambit, Rogue, Sabretooth, and what's his name? Gambit. Yeah, I just said Gambit. No, Cyclops, sorry. And I just been, my eyes have been on all the others, and I'm eventually gonna get them all. Like I have Storm on pre-order. I'm actually probably gonna get Beast coming up very soon before they sell out, because I don't want them to sell out, because once they sell out it's hard to get them at a good price. With this guy, I was very surprised the seller on eBay put him down for $175, and I won. I got this thing. This guy is about $250, so I saved about a good $80 on him. I love a good deal. And I was very skeptical. I was like, why is this guy on sale? Like, what's going on here? And of course, some people just put stuff on sale. They don't care. Some people just, they don't care about making money. They're like, let's just get rid of this stuff. So I guess he didn't want it anymore. So his loss, my gain. Here he is. This is the box art, of course. Like all the other X-Men figures in Mondo, the box art is basically comic strips from the animated series. I guess, is this from the 97 one? Because this is, I think, the 3rd version of this guy. There was the one that was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive where he was looking at the picture. And then there was the regular one from the other animated series, and then they did this one. So I wasn't sure which one to get. I had to do some research, and this one was the best one. Of course, I do like X-Men 97, but I'm more of the fan of the older version from the 90s. So it still fits in. It still looks like it. It's not a big difference when you look at it. But anyway, as you can see, you got the artwork of Wolverine in the middle also, and then you got MDO03. So it looks like a comic book, which is really cool. Now, there is this thing here. I did take the figure out, so he's not in there, but you got some cool things talking about, there's a whole bio of whatever. So yeah, I'm not gonna read that. So let's just go ahead and continue to move on. The word X-Men 97 is all over the box, and then on the back, like I said, we have more of the comic strip. Now the funny thing about it is I have not watched this show. I think I watched maybe the 1st episode, and I'm like, I got a lot to catch up on, because I hear it's really, really good. So yeah, here's the box art and everything. Let's go ahead and, let's get them out of the packaging. We'll be right back. All right, here's Wolverine out of the packaging. Looking pretty good, I did notice that the leg, one of the legs is pretty tight on him. And I think I've heard that before. So I'm kind of like, huh. But other than that, he looks gorgeous. I love the colors on him, the yellows, the blues. Everything looks great on him. He looks like an awesome figure. Of course, this is my first Wolverine in Mondo. I never had the other 2, so I think there's a height difference maybe. From my understanding, I think the others are taller than this one. So of course, everybody knows that Wolverine is shorter than the other people. So that's one thing. So looking at a closer look, as you can see, we have that cool head sculpt of him coming out in the black and the yellow, and then that mug. You got some of the chin, the stubble there, going down to the costume. Look at that yellow coming out, that bright yellow, and then the blacks. We got the blue trunks, and then the X-Men belt, and those muscular legs looking good, and you got those cool boots of him. So they did a really good job on all the paint and all the colors and everything. It looks really, really nice. You know, of course, then you got some hairy arms. That's just who he was. You know, he was a very, very hairy guy. Looking, like I said, he looks phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie. But the only thing that I do have an issue with is this. Like, it doesn't want to really move too much there, and I'm just a little worried that one day that's just gonna break. So, of course, hopefully Mondo will take care of me. They're still, you know, in stock on Mondo shop, but for $175. And you know the funny thing about it, I'm still waiting to get Clayface. Not Clayface, Two-Face. And they had one guy had him on sale during the Comic-Con, and he had him on sale. He was used. I think it was also $170. And I was like, well, I don't want to spend all my money before the Comic-Con, so I just waited. And sure enough, I did have money left over, and he sold it. Ugh. So I could have had Two-Face also for a good deal, but I'm gonna eventually get Two-Face. You see, this guy just is not working, knocking everything back. Look at him. But yeah, I'm eventually gonna get Two-Face. So you know, I know you're all worried about that. So all right, so it does come with a few things. Like I said, there was two versions. There was the timed version, I believe, or limited version. I mean, I don't know. I can never know the differences between what they call them. But I believe that one came with a different head, and I think also that Sentinel base. And you know, I don't care. Like for me, like when it comes to like getting all the accessories at once, I think like when it comes to Masters of the Universe and also Batman Industries, I'm gonna try to get them all. But with X-Men, I can live without. But anyway, so he does come with like two other head sculpts. Here is this crazy, grilling, angry one, which just looks really cool. You know, got those white teeth coming out. You can see the stubble a little bit on that, on his chin. Then he comes with the yelling one with the teeth out. You know, so there's not a smiley one that he comes with. And can you believe my finger still is crooked? So I have a feeling I'm gonna have to do surgery, which sucks. Because I had this brace on for about 4 weeks, and I took it off the other day thinking I was normal, and slowly during the day it went back to being bent like this. It's supposed to be straight, obviously, but it's like this now, and I'm like, yeah. So anyway, wish me luck on that. Here is his regular face sculpt. Looks really cool. And the hair's kind of blue. It looks kind of, you know, in the lighting, it's kind of bluish black. So that's really, really cool that we get that head sculpt. And then here's the mask. So basically how it goes, you just put the mask over, and actually we can do it here. Oh shoot, knocking stuff over. Yeah, I got these new lights and everything, and I mean, I'll still probably use the photo box eventually, but I'm just kind of like, I kind of like, you know, this stuff, you know, all these stuff that I got from Amazon. Amazon is the shit, man. So here he is without his head sculpt. It looks really cool. So, and actually I remember now also too, the other one had the body, the bare chested body. So I'll probably, I think I saw that on eBay. Someone was selling for eBay, I believe. So I'm gonna see if I can try to make a deal and grab that. He does come with another pair of other pairs of hands. He has, let's see here, two of these, I don't know what I would call these, you know, I guess pinching hands. There's two of them there. And then he has these kind of gripping hands to hold stuff. I'm not sure what he holds because I don't have anything. He doesn't come with any weapons, so I don't know what he's gonna hold with that, but you know, anyway. He comes with his claws, which are, there's 8 of them. And he has, let's see here. There's 8 of them, and they're really easy to put on. I guess it gave you extras just in case. So you just basically get the hands and just stick them on, and just kind of gotta push them in a little bit. And it's funny because when I opened the box, I was like, I couldn't find them. I was like, where are the claws? Like, I know he comes with claws. Like, there was the 2 claws effects, but I was like, where are the claws? And I got worried, and I said, oh man, maybe this guy sent me like a bootleg. There's a bootleg of Joker out there. China is selling and it was funny because I was looking at Joker and I was like, man, why are the prices so cheap on Joker? Because there are, oh my god, I dropped the claw. Oh man, where'd he go? Yeah, so like you can get a Joker for like $50, but it's a reproduction version, cheapy one. So, oh, this looks really cool. See his claws? Yeah, you just put them in you plug them in. That looks really, really cool. He looks cool without he looks cool without the mask. I might have to invest in that body. I think it was like $40, so I might grab it. It also comes with claw effects. So I guess you put, I don't know how, I guess you put the claw, wait. Oh, no. So how this works, yeah, so basically, you just gotta put them in the little holes, and they go in like that. So you have the effect of whoosh, clawing up Sabretooth, his arch enemy. So it's gonna be fun to have those 2 battle it out. Move these over here so you can see those little, let me move him back a little so we can get those in the frame. There you go. And then last but not least, he does come with his X-Men stand, which I'm actually going to probably use for Rogue, because that girl cannot stand up for nothing. Every single time I look on my shelf, she is falling over. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to grab Sabretooth, only because I want to see the comparison of size, and then we'll do my final thoughts. We'll be right back. All right, here is Wolverine standing next to his arch enemy, Mr. Sabretooth. As you can see, he's a little shorter, but he's actually in scale with that. So that looks really, really cool. I am in love with that Sabretooth. I never collect Marvel Legends as much, and I said that many times on my channel, but I do love the X-Men, and I'm glad, I haven't got a Sabretooth that I really liked until I got this one. And the same thing with this Wolverine. Like, I do want the Gamerverse Wolverine, the 2-pack. I haven't got that yet. But this Wolverine is freaking awesome. So, yeah, I just wanted to do a real quick size comparison. Of course, he's shorter. Oh, can't really see. Yeah. There we go. So you can see the size comparison. Super, super cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get this. Let me get my final thoughts, and then get them posed out and get my final thoughts on Wolverine from Mondo Collectibles. All right, here are my final thoughts on the Mondo 1/6 scale Wolverine figure from the X-Men animated series. All I can say, he looks gorgeous. He's great. The colors are beautiful. I like everything about it. I love the fact that I saved some money on this guy. I'm still trying to get the rest of them. I still see that they have Jubilee. They still have Magneto. So eventually, I'm going to finish this line. It's going to happen. I just, it's like I got to pay the mortgage and I got to pay my truck. So that's the 2 things that are important. And then I can't get all these figures all at once. But I know for sure I'll be getting Beast very soon. It just depends. It depends when they put up what's his name, Shredder from the Turtles line. Like, that one's supposed to come up soon, so I'm kind of waiting because I know that one's going to be expensive, and I can only get maybe a figure a month. So we gotta see. But anyway, this guy is gorgeous. I love the colors on him. I love everything about him. Am I bummed that I didn't get the other version, the timed version? Not really. Like I said, like it came with a lot of cool stuff, and you probably get a different You got them, you know, you got to get those right when they come out because they are a little bit cheaper. But when you do the aftermarket, you know, this guy was $175, but if it was the timed edition one, it probably would have been like $400. So, you know, like I said, I'm not tripping on that. You know, maybe I'll probably purchase the body part, the party piece later. I probably will. I think I will. But anyway, so like I said, you can only get, or you can still get this on the Mondo site. I believe they still have him. So if you wanted to get him on there, you can, or just look for some special deals on eBay. Be careful though, because there are some counterfeits out there. So if they come strictly from China, they are counterfeits. So just be careful. So yeah, so like I said, I just need, let's see here, I still need a lot. I mean, I'll be getting Beast very soon, hopefully. Storm should be coming in. Jean Grey should be going on pre-order sometime this year, I think. I know at San Diego Comic-Con they didn't have any more X-Men figures out there, but maybe Professor X might be coming next year, I would think, because he's part of the show. Let's see here. Yeah, there's a lot more I still need. So I will see how it goes. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, and until next time, we'll see you later.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.